Hey everyone, Edouard Fournier here for Strongman Archives, and today we're talking to Alex Lungu, who is the Romanian log lift record holder and a Europe's Strongest Man competitor last year. How are you doing, Alex?
Oh, hi. Thank you for having me on, man. It's a pleasure to be here. And I really look forward to do this interview and just let everybody know who I am, what I do, and why I do what I do.
Awesome. Yeah, well, we're looking forward to discover a bit more about you as well. Recently, we saw you compete at Strongman Champions League in Romania, where you came in eighth place. How was your experience over there?
Oh man, it was a blast. It was honestly the best time I've ever had. The guys at Champions League just made it an awesome experience, man. And to give me the opportunity to compete home on, it was my first ever competition back home.
Yeah.
So to be on home soil and show the people who I am and show them what I do and was amazing. Had an awesome time, and to be able to hold my own with with some of the greatest strongman there are at the moment, it was great.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it was five events. You had Travis Ortmeyer over there and guys like that.
Oh,
How did it go
Travis,
with your?
Travis was awesome.
Yeah,
Travis was awesome. Ivars as well, great guy, great
yeah.
strongman. Incredible future ahead of all of them. And Travis has been in the game for so long, man. He knows everything about it. So it was nice to be able to compete with them. And I love picking their brains, man, and just um, love learning what they do. And I'm sure they do the same. They try and pick my brains and see what I do. But it's always nice, man. It's always nice, and I just felt very thankful that they all made me feel so welcome, and they all looked after me. So yeah, awesome.
So there was a difficult truck pull in that contest, is what I heard.
Oh boy, I don't know what happened there. There was quite a few of us who couldn't pull it. I didn't even budge. I think I got like 30 centimeters or something in the end. The truck itself wasn't that heavy, to be honest. I think the truck itself was around like 12 and a half ton,
Mhm.
which is really weird because in prep for the truck pull, I actually pulled oh God, I can't remember. I think it was like a 38 or 40 ton
Wow.
armored vehicle, like an army vehicle. I'll have to send you some photos.
Yeah, sure.
Um, so I knew I was capable, I knew I was capable of pulling it, but I don't know whether it was the terrain. I don't know whether it was the vehicle. I don't know what it was. But I couldn't pull it. Anders Aslak from Denmark, he didn't pull it. I think the Ukrainian lad, Oleg, didn't pull it. Ivars also didn't pull it. So there was a good few of us that didn't move it. Like I said, I think I got like 30 centimeters or something. It was weird.
So what was your best event over there? Obviously, I don't have event by event results yet.
You, you
So how
know,
did it go?
it's like my goal for this comp was to until this event, I was always focused on log press, log press, log press, log press. So you know, in preparation for this comp, I just set myself a goal of just becoming a better overall athlete.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, in strongman, there's several events. So actually focusing on just one and being the best at just one event is not going to get you anywhere. It might get you a record, but it's never going to get you a title. And I know there's a big discussion about this, but about records versus titles. Like, what would you rather have? So
Yeah.
I'd much rather have titles rather than records. Because a record can be broken at any time, but a title nobody can take away from you. So yeah, my focus was actually to just be the best I can be on the day and just be a better overall athlete. So the best event on the day for me was the crucifix hold. I think I got second in the end. Which was awesome. Oh my God. It was a great event for me. I had no expectations for it. I knew my shoulders are strong. I knew I was capable of doing well. And also my leverages helped me. I haven't got huge long arms. So um, I just feel like I was well suited for the event, compared to the other guys who had, longer arms, longer reach. So was a great event for me. The event that disappointed me the most was probably the log press.
Okay.
I know I'm a good log presser. I know I can hold my own with anybody at the moment. So I don't know. I don't know whether it was the terrain we were on. I don't know whether it was, just being unbalanced, which just threw me off, or it may have been the fact that I had to go out first. I went out first and I kind of rushed. I was like, oh my God, I'm going out first. And when you go out first, it's not a great feeling because I feel like if you go out, I don't know, even second or I always prefer to go towards the end, because then I know, right, I know what to aim for. I know what I have to be, to win the event. So, but apart from that, I was really happy with the Hercules hold, because, my grip's not the best event, when it comes to things like Hercules hold and stuff like that. It's, because I don't have the world's biggest hand. So my grip's not been great, but I've trained it and it's actually got better and better as we progress. So I'm just very thankful, man, for my coach. Laurent Charlet, he's made huge changes in me, man, and he's took me to that next level. So yeah.
Yeah, Big Loz, he's been coaching you for a while, hasn't he?
Yeah, so I've been with Loz now for, I think, over 2 years.
Okay.
Well over 2 years now, maybe 2.5 years or so, and I don't know where I'd be without him. Not just in terms of coaching, but he's just a great person. And he pulled me out of some very, very dark places and pulled me out of some dark times, and just really looked after me. And he's not just a coach; he's a good friend of mine, and to be able to have that relationship with him, and for him to help me and look after me and take me to the next level, man, it's just been a great journey, really.
Yeah, that's awesome. Loz, certainly a great guy. We all know that here.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the fact that Romania was your homeland. So did you grow up in Romania?
Yeah, so I actually grew up in Romania until about the age of 12.
Okay.
And then obviously my parents had moved to the UK a while back before that. So, about the age of 12, took me out of school, and they obviously brought me over here. So my heritage is Romanian, and I was born in Romania. So to have that, the opportunity to compete there, and, for my family to be there, for friends to be there, man, it was great. It was great.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean,
And it's just, also like, we haven't had a Romanian strongman, great Romanian strongman since, I don't know if you heard of Paul Purjol.
Yeah, of course.
He's an awesome guy. I know his father, great people. And we haven't had a great strongman like that since him, I mean, yes, we had Vlad, Vlad's an awesome competitor, not to mention him. And he's now retired, Strongman Champions League Romania was his last show. So,
okay.
So I want to take it again to that next level. I want to put Romania on the map again. This is my heritage, my hometown. I want to show people, although we're a small nation, we're mighty, we're strong. We're a great bunch of people.
Yeah, and we saw as well there was Roberto Parceanu, who did pretty well at Strongman
Yeah,
Champions League. So is the sport perhaps getting
great,
bigger in Romania?
It's really hard to say. It's really hard to say, but I feel like perhaps in the bigger cities, yes, more people are attracted to strength sports. I mean, don't get me wrong, strength sports, we have a ton of athletes competing in powerlifting, competing in Olympic lifting. Like, we got some gold medalists, or we've had some gold medalists in previous eras, especially in the under 63s, like in the ladies category. Like, we have some great strength athletes, but I feel like strongman in Romania is still one of those sports where it's just not as accessible as it is in other countries.
Right.
Like for instance, I remember even in in the UK, it was never always this accessible as like it is now. Nowadays, more or less, you'll find a log in every gym you go to, even whether it's a commercial or not. You almost find a pair of armors and a log anywhere nowadays. So. But again, this is why I do the sport. I want to show people in Romania what strongman actually is, and make it more accessible to people, and just build something great, man. Just build something great.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, how did you discover strongman? Because a lot of people say,
That's really
there's these
funny.
superheroes on TV, and they sort of get into it like
Oh
that. Is
man,
that the case for you?
It's weird because, of course, growing up, even as a kid, you see all these great superheroes on TV, like the Hulk, just want to be strong. Even like, Iron Man, Superman, the greatest superpowers being strong, so of course as a kid and even growing up, you want to be strong, you want to be the strongest anyway, you want to be the strongest man in the world, so more than that, I've always been watching strongman on telly, because in Romania it was always shown. In fact, it wasn't shown just at Christmas, it was actually shown all the time, so
nice.
strongman was always on telly, and I remember seeing the likes of Pujanovsky, seeing Loz later on, and was actually still small, but I always remember seeing that on telly. And although seeing that though, I never thought I'd ever do the sport. never really thought I'll be a strongman, you know, because from probably about 12 years old, I've been, you know, I was playing rugby. You know, I started with rugby. Here, I played for the county. I had some more opportunities later down the line, you know, to take a next level, but just didn't do it. You know, I suppose it wasn't meant to be. And after rugby, I got into a lot of you know, fighting sports like boxing, kickboxing, karate,
Okay.
MMA. You know, all these things. So I've always been very athletic and always been into sport. You know, but never really focused on strongman. So, but saying that, you know, strength has been in my blood. Like I've always been strong. You know, there's pictures of me even as a kid. You know, where picking up brooms, picking up bicycles, picking up, you know, trying to pick up wood and logs and stuff like that, you know. So strength has always been in my blood. So, you know, one day I met a lad from Scotland in a gym, and he said, well, why don't you give this a go, you know, since you stopped with the fight? Why don't you try this? Why don't you give this a go? And, you know, at the time I was like 75 kilograms, you know, really skinny, really like athletic, really looking, you know, that's the last time I had a six pack as well. So I thought, you know what? Well, since I always like to have a goal and have a target in mind, you know, I said, you know, well, screw it, why not? Let's give this a go. And I just got hooked, really. I got hooked, you know, especially when having to lift awkward things, you know, like shields, you know, like logs, you know, and just, it's just great. And the greatest thing I like about strongman compared to other sports is that it's not a matter of opinion, you know, I can prove it. Like I did one more rep than you, therefore I'm stronger than you.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like bodybuilding where it's a matter of opinion or anything like that. So yeah, I love it, man. I love every bit of it. I love the lifestyle. You know, I made a ton of sacrifices and I still do. And I wouldn't change it for the world. Just happy to be in the position I am. And, you know, I just feel very lucky to be where I am.
Yeah, and you mentioned Paul Pirjol earlier on. You also, like him, started very young in strongman. I mean, only at 22 years old, you went to Ukraine to compete in the World Junior Championships against Alexei Novikov and Pavel Nakонechny. You know,
Yeah.
that's a lot of experience at a young age.
You know, I was very blessed to, you know, to be given these opportunities. And, you know, I feel like sometimes I didn't make the most of it. You know, like for instance, when I went to Worlds for the under 23s, ended up tearing the biceps on the farmers. So
Right.
I wasn't able to kind of showcase what I'm fully capable of, you know. And after that, I feel like that you know, I just took time off and, you know, I sat down with Loz and I thought, well, what's needed is just a big off season, a long off season where, you know, we focus on recovery, you know, we focus on improving and becoming just a better overall athlete, you know. And I then had the opportunity to focus on breaking the Romanian log press record. And it's what I did. I did it unofficially first. And then actually 2 days or so before Europe's Strongest Man, I got a call to go and compete at Europe's Strongest Man. So I had no prep. I had no, you know, didn't know what to expect, you know, and to go against the likes of the top athletes and some of the strongest guys in Europe was a bit overwhelming, you know. But I went out there and, you know, showed everyone just a little bit of what I can do, you know. So that's why I made my record official, and I suppose that's why I showed the world what I can do, you know. And there's just so much more in the tank. There's just so much more to come because, you know, unlike a lot of these athletes, you know, who started a lot earlier than I did, I feel like I've progressed very quickly, and I've been going through the ranks very quickly. So I'm trying to just keep improving, and just keep moving forward.
So you're saying that for Europe's Strongest Man, you got the call 2 days before the contest?
I think it was. So this is funny. In fact, I was on holiday with my girlfriend. So I was in Scotland doing some of the stones, some of the historic stones, and just
Nice.
a little mini holiday, you know, like a mini getaway. And in fact, it was on the drive back from Scotland. I think it was maybe like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, you know, coming back from Scotland. And on the drive back, I got a call and, you know, was given the opportunity. And I thought, well, you know, hell yeah, of course I'm going to do it, you know. And then we ended up competing on the Saturday. So yeah, it was amazing. It was just amazing. The whole experience was just amazing. Of course, you know, I had no prep and I had no expectations of myself, but I still went out there and, you know, gave it my all. And my focus was to make my record official. That was my biggest focus on the day, but everything else was a bonus, you know.
Yeah, so I mean, you just drove straight from Scotland basically to
So I
Allerton
drove. So I
Castle.
drove. No. So what I did, I drove straight home. So I drove home from Scotland.
Okay.
Managed to get in a couple of sessions, but it was nothing heavy. It was just some technical work with Loz.
Mhm.
And then from there, I remember getting in the car with my good friend Jack, who also competed at Europe's, and we just drove to Allerton Castle, and I remember getting there, and I can't remember who it was that I saw first. I think it may have been Adam Bishop. I was like, oh my God, it's Adam Bishop. Oh my God, started panicking. I was like, Jesus, I'm going to compete against this guy in a couple of days, so, but and all these guys are lovely, man. They're a great bunch of guys, supportive. So, yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, so you were only 23 years old then, but I assume it was a great experience to be around those guys and maybe
20,
learn from them.
24, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, 24. Like, was it last year? Was last year?
Yeah,
Yeah,
2020.
24,
Yeah.
24.
Okay. Right. So,
Yeah.
so I mean, I assume it was a great experience for you to learn from them, being
It
around
was
them.
it was a great experience. And it was just more fuel, to add on the
Yeah.
fire, and just really got me fired up because I was like, all right, okay, I know where I am now, and I know what I need to do to improve and go to the next level. So, oh man, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And I mean, I've noticed that you don't really enter like that many contests in a year. You sort of focus more on training. Is that part of a plan that you have?
Um, so being with Loz, I've learned that actually competing so much is not great,
Yeah.
because I think more long term. Because from his experience, and he's seen a lot of people come and go. He's seen a lot of athletes come and go, and it's just because they compete so much that their body just doesn't keep up, and they always
Mhm.
end up getting injuries, like end up getting really bad injuries, and just they never seem to return to their best. So I'm just trying to handpick and do competitions that take me, like things like qualifiers, or
Mhm.
perhaps I'll be looking at doing some official strongman games, or strongman Champions League. So I don't need to compete a lot. I just want to
Yeah.
do things that take me to the next level. And in my eyes, and probably in a lot of people's eyes, I'm still a novice. I'm still a beginner. I'm still learning, and I'm still driven to becoming and reaching my potential. To build that legacy and let the whole world know who I am. So yeah, it's all part of a plan, mate. It's all part of a plan, and Loz is behind all the works.
Oh, for sure. I mean, if you go see Big Law's page on our website on Strongman Archives, basically like, oh, 1 week he's in China, next week he's competing in Europe, and then he's competing in
Oh
the US
Christ,
two
yeah,
weeks later. Like that was
yeah,
the
yeah.
peak of his
Loz
career.
was also Loz was also competing everywhere, But
Yeah.
I suppose it's just part of the strongman life, and I don't think he regrets it, And he's made the most of it, and I'm just proud to see where he's at today, and I'm proud to see what he's doing, and proud to see him doing so well, and to be able to learn from him, from a man that's has so much experience, and to be able to be with him on a regular, it's great for me. And you'll see a lot of his athletes are similar to me, who just want to progress, and you'll see that they won't compete a lot because this is what Loz says, and if Loz says this, then that's what I'll do. So I believe in him, and he believes in me, and to be able to have this relationship with him, and it's just great because I've been trusting him for the past 2.5, 3 years, and this is where he took me so far. So give it another 2, 3 years, and we'll see where we're at then.
Yeah. So basically you're kind of learning from his mistakes that he made.
Yeah, because that's what he's doing with all his students. He's trying to teach them not to do what he did.
Wow. And for you, do you train full time? Would you have a job? What's your life
I
like?
wish, I
Yeah.
wish, I wish, I wish I was able to go full time. So I've actually, funnily enough, so I've just graduated earlier this year. I've finished accounting, finance, and economics.
Congratulations.
So thank you. So I'm working in a finance company at the moment.
Okay.
Working in finance, funnily enough, and doing bits like that. So I'm working full time, and I'm also training full time. So I have no time. I have no time on my hands.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't change it for the world, man, because having this routine, keeps my mind busy, keeps my brain engaged all the time, and I feel like it's suitable for me. I was speaking to Loz not long ago, and we were thinking like, okay, if I go full time, I feel like that's just going to make me more lazy, and not as dedicated.
Okay.
Perhaps,
Yeah.
would even change my routine. So, but of course, I'd love to go full time and be able to solely focus on strongman, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, of course. And about your future plans, obviously you told me that you wouldn't stop until you reached the top, and you told me that you're willing to die for it. I mean, surely that's
Oh,
just a metaphor, right?
it's not a metaphor, when you're so dedicated and you're so driven to it's really weird because like many times when I feel down and say I feel a bit crap and feel a bit under the weather, I just say to myself, like, imagine if something happens to me and I'm unable to fulfill my legacy, to fulfill my plans. I'll never rest in peace. I'll never die happy. So for me, it's almost like a must. I have to achieve what I'm set out to do. I have to do it, and I'll do whatever it takes to to reach that level. And at least if I don't reach that level, well, I'll die trying.
Wow, man. So what's the ultimate goal for you?
Of course, I'd be lying. Anybody that does strongman, the ultimate goal is to to get to world's strongest man. And once you get to world's strongest man, you want to win it. So first of all, I need to get in the hand. I need to get to the top and be with those athletes. And once I get there, I know what I have to do. So I'm gonna keep going, man. I'm gonna keep doing what I do best, and keep pushing forward.
So you talked about big laws. You talked about your plans for the future. I assume you want to spend multiple years in the sport and have longevity as well.
And this is what I was gonna say. This
Yeah.
is why I don't compete so much. And I feel like a lot of the guys who who compete a lot are just not going to be in the sport for so long. So for me, it's all about longevity and being in the sport as long as possible, and of course preserving your health. Because the sport that we do is let's be honest, it's not the healthiest of sports. It takes a massive toll on the body. Like our bodies are not supposed to pull planes and lift 200-kilo logs. So we're taking our bodies to extremes every day. So yeah, it's all about longevity. It's all about being healthy and fit and strong. So yeah.
Yeah, but that's what makes the athletes superheroes on TV and so inspiring for the people who watch. So, I
And you know
mean,
what?
yeah,
I've been getting a lot of messages recently where people message me. In fact, I had a lot of people even from people in Romania. After they seen me compete at Champions League, and telling me every day, I'm so thankful that you post things on daily. They're saying you're inspirational, you're motivational, and you drive me to do better, or you drive me to try new things. And when I hear these things, that's it's like I don't need to hear anything else. No, it makes me the happiest. It makes me the proudest. Knowing that I made a difference in someone's life today, I don't need, that's better than any riches and any treasure in the world. Knowing that you've made a change in someone's life for the better, it's amazing.
so would you consider coaching people someday?
Maybe, but with coaching, I'd like to be able to dedicate myself fully
Yeah.
to those people that I'm coaching. So I feel like right now it's not the right time because I'm focusing on myself solely.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows, in the near future when I have more time on my hands, say perhaps if I do go full-time strongman and I have more time on my hands and I'm able to dedicate time for the athletes, then who knows? Yeah, why not?
And so, for the near future, for 2022, do you have any plans, any competitions that you want to do for next year?
For the rest of the year, I've got on November 20, I'm doing the Aaron Page Classic.
Okay.
It's in the memory of Aaron Page, who sadly passed away. It's going to be an amazing show. It's going to be a great bunch of guys. We'll be using, of course, it's going to be a max lock competition. So we'll be looking to get some big numbers, and that'll be my last competition for this year. And after that, we'll gonna sit down with Loz and come up with an action plan and focus on recovering, because the prep for Champions League has been taking a massive toll on me. I've just got a lot of little niggles, bits and bobs hurting, and
Yeah.
I need to recover properly first, and then have a long off season where again I just focus on weaknesses and just becoming great and just becoming a better overall athlete.
Right. Right. Well, that sounds really reasonable, certainly. And
In terms of competitions, I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I'll see what comes ahead.
Yeah,
I'm
you'll see the
certainly looking to
calendar as
compete more in
well.
Champions League. That's for sure.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean, you did well in that show, so I figured they'll probably invite you again on the tour next
I
year.
hope so. I hope so. I hope so. I'd love to be part of it, man. I feel like it's one of those great things where promoters are able to see you, and see more of you. So to be able to be there and showcase what I do, it's awesome.
Definitely, definitely. And before we go, I'll just ask you a couple of quick questions, basically
Yeah.
about you. So, what's your favorite event in strongman?
I'd like to say that I love all events, but that'll probably be a lie. um, I love I love log. I love log
Yeah.
press. Log press got to be my favorite event.
Okay. Who's the best opponent you've faced, the best competitor you've been up against so far?
I'll give you a couple. The reason I'll give you a couple is because there were different stages of my career so far.
Yeah.
So Alexei Novikov, definitely. I think so. In fact, Alexei Novikov is the first and only competitor to win World's Juniors and then go on to winning World's Strongest Man. So he was amazing. Great guy as well. After I ended up tearing my bicep, he looked after me and sent his team to look after me, which was
Oh, that's
amazing.
nice.
And then I've got to say Ivars. Ivars has been. It's really hard to pick names because all the guys I compete against, they're all awesome guys, and doing what we do, you can only just respect that, and I respect each and every athlete because I know how much effort they go through. So I don't want to say any names because I think every athlete I compete against is awesome and it's great in their own way because we all train for the same goal and we all share the same goal and purpose. So all athletes are amazing. Though I haven't competed against a weak guy. Everybody's strong, everybody's fit, and everybody's good at what they do. So I've just competed against a great bunch of guys.
That's fair. That's fair. What's the worst injury you've had so far in your career?
A herniation of the disc at L4, L5, straight after Europe's Strongest Man. That sent me back like 7 months, and
Wow.
it was horrible. It was horrible because I was still training and I was training throughout the whole process of recovery, but not being able to push it to the max and not being able to push it to, to be able to train at your fullest was terrible. And, had a massive, massive toll on my mental health, because I was like, look at everybody's improving. I'm just stationary. I'm stuck in the same place, So
Yeah.
that was horrible.
Yeah. And to end on a better note, what was the best moment so far for you in a competition during your career?
I'll have to send you the video. It's where I was doing the crucifix in Champions League. That was pretty awesome because everybody was cheering me on, and I just went into this like berserker mode, like a Viking, just screaming. And as I was holding those egg baskets, I just wanted to smash them everywhere. But then I realized, I better not do that because there's still a few guys to come.
Yeah,
But
and the promoters won't
there's
like you if you do that.
oh no, yeah, exactly. So sponsors and promoters, they wouldn't like that. So I tried to keep it as cool as possible. But of course, the other great moment for me was actually making my record official on the log, and it was insane. Although 2020 didn't allow a great, big crowd at Europe's, but being able to do it and then seeing it on TV was just amazing. Like this, it's really weird because actually, when I was competing, I wasn't that nervous. But then when it came to watching myself on TV, I was so nervous. I was like, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah, it was a tough day, tough conditions as well. Everybody sort of couldn't hit their max because it was
Windy.
a
It was
windy day as
very, very
well.
windy.
Yeah.
Very windy. And I also, think that you'll find that when you log press and, you have it right in your throat on top of your chest, you look up and you usually always pick something on the ceiling, something to focus on to keep your balance. So you'll find yourself that when you're outdoors, you look at the sky and there's nothing there. And you'll find out a lot of people, will find that they won't have a great balance. And I think a lot of people struggle. And of course, the wind and other things. But yeah, all of these things are needed to be taken into consideration, of course.
Yeah, but obviously you need to learn to compete outside because world's strongest man, always outside. So
Let me
yeah.
tell you this, yeah. I remember Thor saying, strongman's not a beauty contest, So this is what it is. It's strongman and it's always going to be awkward. It's always going to be hot or wet or icy or it's never going to be perfect. So, we just have to push through.
Well, that's right. That's right, Alex. Tell you what, that's going to wrap up my questions. But where can people find you on social media? Where can they follow you?
So, you know, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. So on Facebook, I'm just Alex Lungu.
Yeah.
And on Instagram, I'm Alex Lungu 96 strong. So anybody feel free to message me and get in touch. I love hearing from all of you. And, you know, if I can help anybody with anything, just hit me up.
Well, that's great. That's very nice of you. We're going to add the links below as well. For anyone else, be sure to subscribe to Strongman Archives on YouTube and follow our website for all the results and news from strongman competitions around the world. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you, Alex, for being on board with us today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much for having me, guys.
Of course.
Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to be back soon.